But we can see that Drake influence is all over the culture. Right? We can see that his hand is all over the culture because when I heard that Lotto this week, Sugar Honey Iced Tea, I could see that she's Drake's new protege. I could see that Drake has his arm around her neck. And it was rumors that Drake was messing with her younger sister. So when it comes to that relationship, I could see how Drake was having some type of influence on Lotto, right? Because the only reason Drake could, reach out to her younger sister is if him and Lotto was in the same circles. And she's giving Drake praise. She's giving Drake credit. She's called Drake one of her goats in the past before on tweets. So I understand like her appreciation, and they're both mixed kids, half black, half white. I'm sure they can relate and resonate with each other on a different level. You know what I'm saying? And one's from Atlanta. One wants to be from Atlanta. So we're talking culture. We're talking about the currency, and we're talking about the exchange, right? And what would the hotties think? What would the baddies think when they hearing that Drake is having some type of influence on Lotto? I think that would raise their antennas even more and kind of show love and show a little bit, listening to Lotto. And to be honest, this album is not a Drake album. But throughout this album, you can hear the influence. The same way when I talked about JT, you could hear the influence of Jeezy. When it comes to this album, you could hear the influence of Drake on a couple of songs, right? And I don't believe that was not by design. I don't believe that was by mistake. And when I get into these female records, when I get into these female rap albums, one thing that usually always stands out is the production. The production is great. The production is always top tier because I feel like whether they have executive producers or people picking the beats for them, I think they have a good understanding of why the production matters the most. And I think that's a good method. I think that's a good formula. A lot of other rap artists should be putting their production at the forefront because when we look at it, the production is starting to make a lot of these albums and starting to make a lot of these artists. They really don't have to say much, just like JT did. You know what I'm saying? Just like Jeezy was saying back in the day. That's right. When he wasn't all that lyrical, he kept it simple, but that production was just giving him that boost, right? And whatever he said and the way he said it and the way he performed it, that was what, amplified our ears. And her performance, right? Lotto's performance on this production is superb. Lotto's lyricism compared to all the ladies, compared to all the baddies that's rapping right now, she's top tier, right? Because to be honest, I mean, her only Nicki and Megan to me is kind of like in that same category that I will put Lotto in. I don't include Cardi B because to me she's like Drake, she's like Kanye. She has writers, so I don't know what she wrote. That's her, so I can't give her the credit as a lyricist when I know she's not writing this. So she's a great performer of lyrics. She can put her voice to a beat and rap the lyrics that was given to her. But as far as Lotto being a real lyricist, as far as her being a pure and authentic creator of words, when they meet these productions, when they meet the hip hop beats, she's A1, right? And not even just as a woman, but, for somebody in this lane, right? Because to me, this is pussy rap. But at the same time, this is kind of like ratchet, hood, turn up type of music. So it's a good feeling, good vibes. And when we talking about vibes, a lot of people don't put lyricism with vibes, right? A lot of people try to shortchange you lyrically because they know people aren't able to digest the vibes as well when they got to do a lot of thinking lyrically. But I believe Lotto was able to find a balance and tune it in to her audience and tune it in to new listeners. So I feel like she's gonna be able to get a whole lot of new listeners through this album because she definitely took risks. She was a little bit more melodic, and I feel like she showed me a side that if she wanted to go pop, if she wanted to do some more mainstream type songs, I believe that she could. I believe that she's the artist that has the range. She has the look. She's racially ambiguous. You can't tell whether she's black or white. You can't tell if she's Cuban or Puerto Rican. You can't tell if she's from the Dominican or Costa Rica. Like, you don't know. But I believe that she has the look. She has the talent, internally to pull it off. And she showcased some melodies that could be considered, pop. And her song making ability. Like the first album I heard, but I really couldn't get through it. Right, this album I was able to get through the whole album because her song making ability, her hooks, her genuineness, her conviction, just like her voice, the production, all those things make you want to keep listening. All those things keep you intrigued. And she kept me intrigued. She kept me wanting to finishing this album off. And there was no bad songs. I heard somebody say on the internet, this was the first female album of the year. There was no skips. I believe Megan kind of gave us a no skips album, but I believe Latto is right there with her. Megan was featured on this album. Young Nudie was featured on this album. Huncho was featured on this album. He was featured on Hood Poet with Polo G. Huncho was somebody that kind of got my ear. Like, although he's sounding more melodic on these features, like the way he was delivering, to me, I liked it. I'm in tune now. So she has some good features, a lot of male features. She really didn't even feature any women besides Megan, now that I'm thinking about it. So Latto, I think this is her, her time to shine. This is something that she's really doing well. And she just got to keep going. Coco Jones, yeah. Coco Jones, Sierra, Mariah DeSantis, Tizo touchdown. So like that Coco Jones, she had that, she had that hook, singing hook. Mariah DeSantis, she had that singing hook. So like she was able to give you those songs that were more melodic, those songs that was that R&B and rap combined. She really did it for the ladies, right? She really did it for the ladies. In my notes, I also say there's still a lot of feminine energy, right? And I don't have a problem with feminine energy. But as a man, right, that's something that can disturb my spirit if I get into it too much. You know what I'm saying? That's something that will feel uneasy. Like the way a woman is talking about her pussy, the way she's talking about her sex, the way she's talking about her man, like it's just too freaky sometimes. And sometimes it can disturb my spirit. So I kind of gotta be careful and be mindful of how much of that I take in because, you want to be an upstanding man. You want to be a solid, genuine, masculine guy. So sometimes that feminine energy, when it's pushed upon you, is never going to land correctly. So you got to be able to take it in a way where you can push it back out so it won't stain what you've built in your manhood, correct? So just wanted to give y'all that sidebar. But Latto, man, you did your thing, right? And I feel like she top 3 now. Like I said, Nicki, Megan, Latto. I think she's 3 right now. I think she surpassed Cardi. Cardi hasn't dropped no album. She gave us some singles. The singles sound the same as she been doing. So I give Latto the head nod.